Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Pop Preview. I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
And today we're watching the Shazam trailer.
That was scary.
Yeah, well,
really intense.
Well, that's how we have to say it, you know, and then the lightning bolt comes out and it turns into Shazam.
So it's sort of like Beetlejuice, but he only has to say it once.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So this is one of DC's movies that's coming out not this year, next year. Interesting choice with Shazam. Because we still haven't seen a Superman, a Man of Steel 2. Still haven't gotten a Batman.
Well, I feel like, look, what they're doing isn't really working for a lot of people. You know, like, it's just not up to par what DC is doing with, you know, the more serious...
They're very split.
Yeah.
To be honest, to be fair.
Split, yeah. But there isn't the overwhelming consensus that, like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Some people are kind of like, you know, this isn't really working the way we want it to work. So maybe that was part of that choice. Like, hey, let's do something a little more fun.
Maybe.
Let's do something that's not Batman, Wonder Woman.
Course
let's
correction.
do something a little offbeat.
Yeah.
And I actually think that is a good choice for them at this time.
You could see it that way. I mean, this is where I'm kind of seeing it. I mean, I understand that they kind of are doing a little bit of course correction, but for me, I don't want to compare them to Marvel, but I'm going to, in the sense that you have to establish your universe first before you start expanding it. And a character like Shazam, there's so many different elements that make him who he is. You have to introduce a lot of other different elements in Shazam. You're pretty much bringing in magic. So before you bring that in, do you not want to establish like some of your core characters, and then maybe have a Superman or a Batman or maybe a Wonder Woman cameo in Shazam? That still could happen.
It could happen.
But it's hard for me to say we got a Shazam movie before we got a Batman. Right after Aquaman. The way the order is just a little bit of weird. Imagine if we got Ant-Man before we got Captain America. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's the other thing, though. Like, this isn't Marvel.
A little weird.
It's not Marvel.
True.
So they're trying, and you know, they're not calling it the DC Extended Universe. It's Worlds of DC.
Worlds of DC.
So they really are trying to maybe not exactly follow the model. I think they initially wanted to do that, and that was sort of like, hey, we got to get on the bandwagon here with the Marvel formula, and so. You know, maybe they're just not. Maybe that's okay. We're just so used to this whole release schedule that Marvel has set out for us,
which is fine. And one thing I'm tired of hearing people say, DC's trying to catch up. There's no catching up to Marvel. DC should really just do their own thing, and that's if they're gonna do Shazam movie, it wouldn't have been my choice, but I'm interested to see the trailer. If it's good, I'm gonna see it. Even if it's bad, I'm still gonna go see it because I love superhero movies, but. Maybe this is just them saying, "Hey, we're doing our own thing.
Yeah,
forget Marvel. We're doing our own thing," which is refreshing. Hey, guys, do your own thing. I wasn't really on board with them. Like, hey, we're gonna launch Justice League and then spread out. I didn't think that was the best idea, and they're kind of maybe agreeing with that now because they're course correcting again.
Yeah,
so,
and I think a lot of the fans, like you said, are so used to this Marvel formula because it has worked well.
Yes.
That you can't help but compare it to that. Like, oh, we have to have the individual movies first, then we get the group movie, then you branch out. You know, but they don't necessarily have to do that, and maybe it's fine. Maybe we need to like sort of separate that mentality from, you know, how we look at DC.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited about this. I think this is gonna be good.
And then one more thing before we watch the trailer is another thing. Like, why are you guys complaining when they were first there were set pictures taken of the costume? Like, those aren't official pics, guys. You can't judge the costume on those things. Mm-hmm. Like when they actually released the official image, the costume looked good. When you see like these behind the scenes shots of it where you're not supposed to see it from that perspective. The costume's never going to look as good as it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. So wait till you see something official and then comment on those pictures. You're not supposed to see them. Wait till they're ready to show you the costume and then comment on that. Because that's when it's going to look how it's going to look on the screen, not some behind the scene photo where he's standing next to a light or whatever it is. We're not supposed to see it like that. We're supposed to see it how it's supposed to look on the big screen. So with that being said, let's watch the trailer.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no.
You've run from foster homes in 6 counties.
I can take care of myself.
When you're 18, give these people a chance, because that's what they're giving you.
This is Billy Batson. Make sure you make him feel at home.
They seem nice, but don't buy it. It gets real Game of Thrones around here. Dude, just messing around. You look at me and you're like, why so dark? You're a disabled foster kid. You've got it all.
If you could have one superpower, what would you pick?
Everybody chooses flight. You know why?
So they can fly away from this conversation?
No, because heroes fly.
What, you need your fake family to stand up for you? Hey! Man, sorry about that. Go, go, go! Grab it! Get out the way!
Billy Batson, I choose you as champion.
Hello?
Say my name so my powers may flow through you.
But I don't know your name, sir.
Shazam.
Are you for real?
Say, okay!
Shazam?
It's me, it's Billy!
What is happening?
You're the only person I know that knows anything about this Cape Crusader stuff.
Can I...
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM.
You have super strength.
You just got
Can you fly?
If I quit your PM, I still rock Mercedes home. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Why aren't you talking?
Be humble. Sit down.
You know, I don't think that's gonna buff out.
Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged.
The hell?
Move that arm, then
You're like a bad guy, right?
Get the arm off my
Shazam!
Get the arm off my
Gentlemen.
That ain't right.
You have bullet immunity.
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Wow.
All right.
That looks so fun.
That looks exactly the way a Shazam movie should look.
Yes. And honestly, one of the things that I really like about it is, they did set up this sort of turmoil with the character. And so I feel like we are actually going to get a character arc. We're going to get some, like I said, inner turmoil. We're going to get, his relationship with other people might get messed up.
Yeah.
Which is, obviously very superhero tropey, but in a new way because it's a kid.
Yeah, I mean, we're still gonna get the tropey like superhero origin story where he's like testing out his powers. What can he do? But with this, because Shazam is a kid, there's gonna be like a different twist to it because he is literally a kid,
right?
Given imagine like if you're 10 years old and you automatically just started having superpowers.
It's hard to do what's right as a 31-year-old woman. Let alone do what's right as a 10-year-old kid who, hasn't had that kind of life experience that I may have had.
Yeah, but it's like, here are superpowers.
Yeah.
What would you do as a kid? Like, I wouldn't know what I would do. Like, and that's the kind of the beauty of Shazam is because he has all these powers, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
And seeing what they're going to do with that already, just like, dude, you're bulletproof. Can you fly? Can you, what can you do? Him trying to figure that out is going to be a nice, refreshing origin story that we kind of haven't seen before yet.
Yeah.
So I'm really like Zachary Levi. I love him. I used to watch Chuck. I was one of the biggest Chuck fans ever. So I was sad to see that show go. He was great in it. So when he got cast, I was like, that's interesting. I love him. If I had to pick it from a superhero movie, I wouldn't pick him for that. But seeing this trailer, he is nailing Shazam. So, and I'm wondering if we're gonna see any cameos from anybody else because we know they established that Batman exists, that Superman exists. My my guess is that we're going to see Superman make a cameo in this movie. To what degree, couldn't tell you, but it would make sense that Superman is in this movie.
Yes, and yeah, it could even be an after credit sequence thing where
Maybe.
they sort of like introduce this Shazam into the worlds.
Yeah.
Not the universe, the worlds. What I like about this is there's this. I like the tone.
Yeah.
I like the humor, but also, it's serious at parts. Like he's a foster kid.
Yeah.
He's gonna be dealing with issues of not belonging. Where do I belong? What is my purpose? Like who is my family? So you're going to be dealing with a lot of that sort of dark stuff, but it's fun. It's like sort of like this weird like kick-ass kind of vibe.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
but not 100%. Because, in Kick-Ass sort of all of a sudden is sort of like, I am a superhero.
Yeah.
Shit, like, I went viral. Cool. So there is that element, which is fun.
But I also like that it kind of poked fun of itself there. Like, it's like, it's not that dark. Come on. Like, it was like almost being self-aware, but like, I know we were dark before, but we're kind of taking a little bit of a lighter tone now. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Because I think what they're going to do is not all of their movies are going to be so dark and serious. This is supposed to be light. It'd be weird if they took a dark and gritty version of Shazam and made that. That would be weird.
I'm over that. We're done with that. What was the other thing? Oh, the villain. Let's talk a little bit about the villain. I think we got one shot at least of someone who is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about? I actually don't. Maybe you guys
I'm trying to remember his name. His name is escaping me. But Shazam's real archenemy is Black Adam, and he's supposed to be played by The Rock. He's not in this movie, so far as we know. He's supposed to get his own movie. That's yet to be seen because DC's done a lot of announcing and not a lot of flag planting. So curious to see how that is. I know, guys. Correct me. I'm sorry. Please, if you know the name of the villain who Mark Strong is playing, put him in the comments. Or once I remember, I'll remember like 5 seconds after we shoot this what the character's name is. Yeah. But I can't remember his name. But anyways, I think because Mark Strong is playing him, we're gonna get a strong villain. I hope.
Get it strong. Yeah. So a lot of times. Well, this is a teaser, which is 3 minutes long. So whatever, guys. But a lot of the formula that I've noticed for these is you get the premise. And you get the fun, so people are like, oh, okay, I want to see this, but you don't get a lot of the plot. So we know the premise. The premise is that he's a young boy who becomes a full-ass adult superhero, and then he has to sort of fight crime.
Figure out.
But we don't actually know what the plot is going to be. I don't know if it's going to follow along closely with the comic books, or if they're trying to tie it in a little bit more closely to what they've already established with the other superhero movies.
I hope not.
So we'll see.
Like, this is the type where it can be in the same universe, like we saw the Superman clippings and the Batman thing. But I hope it really just stands on its own.
I hope so too.
And not a lot of direct tie-ins to Justice League or Man of Steel or Batman v Superman.
Because we talked about this a little bit when we were talking about our Comic-Con review. If you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out because I was at Comic-Con. We talked a little bit about this where I appreciate these sort of one-off movies because it's more of a character piece, and you just make a good movie instead of having to worry about the franchise, having to worry about what's the sequel going to be, having to worry about where do we leave off with the last one, and we have to tie up all these loose ends. Like, this really can just stand alone as just a good movie. And of course, if it is, then sure, I'm sure that might be a sequel, or he might tie into some other storylines here and there. Maybe. But yeah, I think that's what I like about these sort of little off the beaten path characters.
I mean, it's the same thing they did with Wonder Woman. Like, they bookend so that you knew Wonder Woman took place in the exact same universe as B versus S.
Right.
But it literally stood on its own. It had zero tie-ins to anything else except for the beginning and the end, and that was it. Everything else could have been in its own little universe, not tied to anything, and it wouldn't have changed the movie at all.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Shazam kind of works in that sense but I still hope and think Superman is going to make a cameo in this movie. I hope so. It would make a lot of sense.
It would.
Because he's
maybe
kinda,
he's sort of like the father figure. Like I'll teach you, or like I know you look up to me.
Yeah, because Billy Batson is supposed to like look up to Superman, and he kind of wants to aspire to be him. So it would make sense if he's in the movie trying to like, hey, I'm just trying to be you. He maybe gets inspired. Yeah, but by him, so that would make sense. We'll see.
Almost like kind of like an Iron Man Spider-Man relationship, maybe. Like
they could go that route, but just something to look up to. Like, hey, I want to get my powers under control so I can be like you, and literally like look up to him. So this movie isn't come on to. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
This will be fun.
Oh,
I'm excited to see the next trailer to sort of see.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like this movie comes out in April, so we're just getting our first tease now. So we probably wouldn't get another trailer. Like my guess, a good time to get it would probably be around when Aquaman does come out in December. Mm-hmm. Around that time, they can come out with another trailer before we get maybe a third one in maybe January or so.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the Shazam trailer? Are you excited to see it? Are you looking forward to maybe see if any other DC characters are going to pop in? Are you curious to see, wondering why Shazam is popping up now in their universe? I still think it's a curious choice, but I'm still excited. This trailer worked. What do you guys think? Comment below, like, subscribe, do all these things. Please check out the review we did for Comic-Con. We did a field review because Alex went there. Her thoughts and all the news that came out of Comic-Con non-trailer related we talked about in that video. So check that out if you're interested in that. And we've done other trailer reviews before. We're going to do some more trailer reviews that came out for Comic-Con as well. So look forward to that. And until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
Bye, guys.
Shazam!